What's goody? Hey man, so a few days ago, Bleacher Report dropped their top 100 players of all time in the NBA. So we're just gonna go through and we're gonna go ahead and react to this. This is a video that I wasn't gonna do, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's like the gap between 100 and 99, right? Like while I know more about Artis Gilmore and I'd probably rather have Artis Gilmore than Dave Bing, the gap between 100 and 99, especially when it's a guy like Dave Bing that I don't know a ton about, I don't really care that much about. So I'm not about to have a whole deep dive going into every single ranking, like saying, this guy should be more like 98 instead of 100, blah 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 blah. Because it's not that deep. But when we see something egregious, that's more of like what we're here for. So Artis Gilmore, Dave Bing, can't be mad at it. Klay Thompson, okay. I mean, I did him. This is a little bit far down the list for him. Like, I think he should have been a little closer to the NBA top 75 list when it happened. So to see him at 98 is a little interesting. I'm interested to see like who's above him. Like, I would rather have him than Bernard King, personally. But like Bernard King was a bucket. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, it depends though, because if you need a pure scorer, you'd rather have Bernard King because that boy used to be a bucket. So, like I'd rather have Klay Thompson than Joe Dumars if I'm going to be 100% real. No disrespect to Joe Dumars at all. You know what I'm saying? He won a Finals MVP, was a great defender, was a great scorer, all these things. Was a not a great scorer, but was a solid scorer at his time and everything like that. But I feel like I'd probably rather have Klay Thompson just because at his peak, Klay Thompson was a top 3 shooter ever and one of the best two-way defenders in the league. So, that's just me. Dave DeBuscher, I don't know a ton about, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip. Bill Sharman, I also don't know a ton about, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip. Congratulations to make the list. Jason Tatum up here already. Wow. Wow. Above Klay already? Wow. I mean, yeah. 5-time All-NBA. Yeah, I mean, I can't hate. I can't hate at this. I know some people are gonna hate. What? What? Alright. Now we're starting to. I don't know much about it. I've heard the name, but I don't know much about you. I'm gonna leave it alone. Chauncey Billups, respect. Really, your Chauncey Billups didn't get to this point like we're still a little bit later in his career, but okay. I'm not mad at that for Chauncey Billups. Chris Webber, okay. Earl the Pearl Monroe. I don't know if she's trying to talk or what she's doing, but that would be my daughter. Draymond, okay. I'm not mad at Draymond again. Maybe a little low. But like I don't know, it's also different because it's like I saw some of these guys play where it's like Earl the Pearl Monroe, I was never even close to being alive early enough to see this man play. Like my mom wasn't even alive really early enough to see this man play. So like I can't, speak too much on that. Alonzo Mourning, okay, I see. See, this is interesting because I would probably rather have Alonzo Mourning just because he's a much better offensive player, at least scoring the ball than Draymond is. But like, there's a conversation there. So like, those two being one spot apart, I'm not mad at it at all. TP, this feels a little low. I'm not. All right, baby, relax. It's like she's trying to talk. I don't know about this one. I'm intrigued with this because I want to see what other point guards they have above him because Tony Parker is a very good NBA player. So I want to see who they have above him. Like Sam Jones, I'm taking Tony Parker, to be real. Like I get this man played with Bill Russell, so he won 10 rings and everything like that, but he was also playing against 8 teams. Like there was 7 other teams in the league. Come on now. This was every NBA player, this was their second job. So like I'd rather have Tony Parker, but then again, I didn't see Sam Jones play, so I could be just hating. Adrian Dantley, phenomenal scorer. I'm not mad at that. I want Jimmy Butler higher than this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you at all. I think Jimmy Butler probably. But should he be in like the top? Let's see who's above him. Let's see what like small forward shooting guard guys are above him. Like Bob Lanier. Doesn't have a championship. Didn't make All NBA. Only made it past the first round 3 times. Filling up the box score is all it takes. Over a guy like Jimmy Butler, who's been an All-Star, who's been All-NBA, who's been All-Defense, who won a Steals championship, who is a Steals champion, who won Most Improved Player, who's dragged teams to the finals, and you've got a guy in here that doesn't have any of those accolades and then also only got out of the first round 3 times while we've seen Jimmy drag teams to the NBA Finals twice. 2 teams that didn't deserve to be in the NBA Finals, we saw Jimmy drag them there twice. Give me Jimmy Butler, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Give me Jimmy Butler. Dikembe Mutombo, give me Jimmy Butler, but 4-time... She just wants to be held, dude. Like, oh my, well, she does this when I'm recording a video of all times. Just 1 second. All right, apologies. Let's go. Let's get back locked in. So, anyways, me personally, I would rather have Jimmy Butler than Dikembe Mutombo. But you know, the four-time Defensive Player of the Year isn't something I can really hate on too much, and I'm interested to see, you know, what other centers they have above him versus what other power or small forwards they have above Jimmy Butler, because you know that's gonna be interesting to see. Tiny Archibald, can't hate on this at all. I can't say anything negative about that. Grant Hill, again, I would probably rather have Jimmy Butler, to be honest with you. I would rather have Jimmy Butler. But, you know, it's something. Paul George or Jimmy Butler. This is interesting. Because I've seen Jimmy Butler do things in the playoffs that I never saw Paul George do. But then again, the offensive peak of Paul George is just better than that of Jimmy Butler. And this guy was top 3 in an MVP race for a reason one year. Y'all let me know where y'all are on that, because that's interesting to me. That's very, very interesting to me. Pistol Pete, all right, he was a scorer. Alex English, he was one hell of a scorer. Please don't get me wrong. And I guess he was doing it in a time with the 80s where the offense wasn't the same. You know what? Yeah, 2,500 more points in that decade than anybody else is very impressive. So you know what, Adrian Dantley, you get to stay up here, buddy. I don't know that I'm taking Manu over. I'm not taking Manu over Paul George or Jimmy Butler. But the accolades in his career, you can't really. Well, I mean, outside of them rings, the accolades aren't crazy. Give me Jimmy Butler, give me Paul George, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dave Cowens, okay, he won an MVP. Like, all right. Hal Greer, okay. I don't know enough about him. Paul Reason, okay. I don't know enough about him. Chris Bosh. I'm interested to see what power forwards they have ahead of him before I say anything crazy, because I feel like that's probably a pretty good spot. Wes Unseld, okay. Kyrie, pretty high. I'd have him above Tony Parker, so I'm not mad at that at all. Robert Parrish, okay. I'm not mad at this either. Dennis Rodman, okay. I'm not mad at this. Joel Embiid, MVP, 5-time All-NBA, phenomenal scorer, 3-time All-Defense, 7-time All-Star. He'll be higher by the time his career is over, but like I'm interested to see. I feel like there's going to be some centers in here that are above. No, probably not, actually. I'm not mad at this. I'm not too mad at this. Now, I haven't seen Pau Gasol yet. I don't know why. I just randomly thought of like Pau and Marc Gasol, so that makes me think they didn't make the list at all. Or do you have Pau and Marc Gasol over Joel Embiid? That's going to be interesting to see. Bless you. Vince Carter, bless you. Vince Carter here, I'm not mad at this. Vince Carter's peak, I think, was very, very, very underrated, but at the same time, it's like he just doesn't have the accolades of some of these other guys, and if you look at his total numbers, they don't look like anything spectacular. So, you know, Dame Dollar, Dame or Kyrie? I saw Kyrie hit one of the biggest playoff shots of all time, but then again, we saw Dame drag teams to the Western Conference Finals when Kyrie couldn't do the same thing. So, you know what? Okay, I'm not mad at that with Dame at all. James Worthy being up here, okay, I'm not mad at that. There's Pau Gasol. Okay, so Marc Gasol didn't make the list? Or is Marc Gasol higher than Pau Gasol? Because Marc Gasol not making the list is interesting to me. I'm not going to lie. If Marc Gasol didn't make this list at all, you know, I'm not mad at him being above Joel either. Because it's not like they're like a ton of spots apart. Like, they're both in the 60s. And, you know, Joel Embiid's never done a damn thing in the playoffs. So it's different, but... You know, there's Bob McAdoo. Okay, I'm not mad at that. This feels a little low. This feels disrespectful. But we'll see. That felt disrespectful. These two are right next to each other, so I don't have a problem with it. But I wouldn't be mad if you said Melo was over T-Mac. I wouldn't be mad at it. Willis Reed, okay, I mean, you know, yeah, 2-time champion, was the best player on those Knicks teams. Was the best player on those Knicks teams in the 70s that was winning championships, so I'm not mad at that. Luka is probably already above Dame and Kyrie. Because scoring title, averaging 38 and 8 5-time All NBA, and I think that's all first team. 5-time All Star, Rookie of the Year. Yeah, yeah, he might be. He might be. Dolph Shays. See, this is where we start. This is, I mean, 12-time All NBA, 12-time All Star. You can't be mad at that. I guess you can't really hate on that. Bill Walton. I know what he did in his time. I understand it. But if I have to draft the team, I'm taking Joel Embiid 10 out of 10 times. But I get what he did for his time. I just never saw him play, and the accolades are much better than what Joel Embiid has, so I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying if I'm starting a team, that's who I'm going to take. Reggie Miller. Okay. I was going to say something about him being over, like, Carmelo or T-Mac, but I'm not really too mad at that, so okay. GP. Okay, very valid. Dwight Howard, I feel like him not making All NBA top 75, All NBA or top 75, whatever the hell that list was called, was so crazy to me, man. Because you got him at 52 here, and then he didn't make top 75 all time. Just doesn't make sense to me. Ray Allen, it depends. Do you have him over Reggie Miller? Is really, I think, the question. Shooter wise, I have him over Reggie Miller. If I have to pick, longevity-wise, I have him over Reggie Miller. But if I have to pick somebody to carry my team, I'm probably picking Reggie Miller. But I would also have him above Reggie Miller, so I'm not mad at it. There's Dominique Wilkins, okay. Paul Pierce, okay. This is low for Russell Westbrook. Bless you, baby. This feels low for Russell Westbrook here because this makes me think you're going to have Jason Kidd, you're going to have John Stockton, you're going to have all these guys above Russell Westbrook, and I just don't agree with you. If you have Jason Kidd and John Stockton over Russell Westbrook, I just don't agree with you, man. This is too low. I'm sorry. I get the playoff woes. I get that he was an extremely turnover-prone, inefficient shooting type of guy. I get it. I understand it all. This man did something in his 2017 NBA season, MVP season, that we didn't think was ever going to happen. And that I think that just gets forgotten all too easily, especially since his time in LA. I feel like this has just gotten forgotten so very easily. Give me Russell Westbrook over John Stockton. Give me Russell Westbrook over Jason Kidd, and I don't care what this list has to say about it. Elvin Hayes, okay. Kevin McHale, okay. Anthony Davis, I feel like this is going to end up being a little low for him, but I can't be mad at it because he just... I don't know. I kind of feel like I want him to be higher than this, but I'm interested to see who's above him because it's all going to depend on who's above him, to be honest with you. It's like, I'm taking him over George Mikan, even though I know George Mikan was doing some crazy things, but this was like, they were in Minneapolis still. Do you know how long, this was the literal 50s. Like, Martin Luther King was alive. The civil rights era hadn't really popped off to the level that it popped off at in the 60s yet. I don't know. That's just all I don't know. I'm not trying to disrespect that time because what he did for his time was phenomenal, being the first great big man, but at the same time, it's like, give me Anthony Davis 10 out of 10 times, but I can't be mad at it. You got to respect accolades, and you got to respect what these guys did relative to their generation, even if their generation was easier. Walt Frazier, okay. George Gervin. Yeah, George Gervin should be up here. Rick Barry. Low-key, kind of feel like he should be a little higher, but okay, I'm not mad at this. Patrick Ewing, okay. Clyde the Glide Drexler, okay. So yeah, maybe earlier I was thinking about maybe like Reggie Miller's or Paul George's or Carmelo Anthony's being a little higher, but it's like you can't put PG over Clyde, really, I don't think. And even if you do, I don't know if the gap is necessarily this big, because like it's like a 20-30 spot gap between where they had Clyde and PG. But I'm not necessarily sure you can put PG over Clyde, but I don't think it's a 30 spot gap now either. Bob Pettit, okay. Bob Cousy. I'm taking Russell Westbrook over Bob Cousy. I'm taking Anthony Davis. Now, Bob Pettit was doing some crazy things for his time, so I can't even say that about Anthony Davis, to be honest with you. But Bob Cousy, man, give me Russell Westbrook. Be honest with you. Give me Russell Westbrook. AI, this is too low. Oh, AI is at worst the fourth best shooting guard of all time. At very worst. So I just feel like if they have any more than James Harden, Dwayne Wade, Kobe, and Jordan, if they have anybody other than those four at that shooting guard position above him, the list is invalid. Like, give me Russell. I could see why you would take Steve Nash. The guy was leading some of the best offenses with those 7 seconds or less Suns of all time. He won 2 MVPs. I get all of that. So if you want to take him over Westbrook, that's fine with me, but there's no way the gap is 10, 20 spots. There's no way. James Harden, okay, so you have James Harden just above AI, which I'm not mad at all. Give me Russell Westbrook and Steve Nash over Jason Kidd. I'm not going to lie to you. No disrespect to Jason Kidd. He was a much better defensive player than either one of those guys. Very great passer. Give me Russell Westbrook or Steve Nash, though. Like, I'm not saying Russell Westbrook is 5 spots ahead of him on the all-time point guard list. But, like, if I'm listing point guards, I'm thinking, okay, Steph, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd. So, like, I'm not saying that it's a crazy gap, but I would have Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul, and Chris Paul's not, I haven't seen on this list yet, so he's going to be above Jason Kidd, but I'm taking Steve Nash, I'm taking Russell Westbrook. That's just me personally, but if you have Jason Kidd above Nash, I'm not mad at you, but I feel like this is going to end up being a little low for Kawhi, because when I think small forwards, I think immediately, okay, LeBron, Larry Bird, KD, and then Kawhi. I don't think there's really four, unless I'm forgetting somebody. Kawhi is probably the fourth best small forward of all time for me. So I'm interested to see who's above him, like John Havlicek. Okay. I mean, I can't hate at that. Once you read his accolades, I really can't be mad at it. So, okay. There's Chris Paul. Okay. I'm not mad at this either. So that means you're going to have Isaiah Thomas over him. You're going to have. Hey, if John Stockton is over Chris Paul, dog, John Stockton better not be above Chris Paul. That's all I know. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Chris Paul would fry John Stockton. Russell Westbrook would fry John Stockton. Now, if you want to have debates between him, Steve Nash, and Jason Kidd, I'm not mad at you. I'm probably taking Steve Nash, and I'm probably taking Jason Kidd too. But John Stockton over Chris Paul, just no. I just don't agree. I get the accolades. I know I know his longevity was nuts. I know he was doing steel champion stuff and 5-time all defense. But dog, Steph Curry's a steel champion too. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul is a multi-time steel champion as well. More than twice, I believe. 6 times. Like, come on, bro. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Okay. You have Scottie Pippen above Kawhi Leonard. I don't, because I saw Kawhi Leonard be the best player on a championship team, where I didn't see the same thing with Scottie Pippen. But I am not mad at that, because 6 titles to 2, 10-time all defense, he was a healthier player. I'm not mad at that. I would probably take Kawhi, but it's really close. Like, it's neck and neck. So I forgot about Scottie Pippen when I was doing that list with all-time small forwards. I'm not mad at this. But if you have anybody else other than Bird, Durant, and LeBron above these guys as small forward, then I disagree with you. Isaiah Thomas, I think he's the 3rd greatest point guard of all time. I'm not mad at this. There shouldn't be another point guard over him other than Magic Johnson and Steph Curry. So I'm not mad at that at all. Elgin Baylor, like I said, I am taking Kawhi. I'm taking Scottie Pippen, but this man was a phenomenal scorer, phenomenal rebounder for his time. What he was doing in his time was insane. Never won a ring, which is something, and I think that's a big negative, because it's like all you had to do was beat Bill Russell's Celtics, and I know that seems like a tall task. They won 11 rings for a reason, but it's like y'all couldn't beat them. You couldn't beat them once. Yeah, I'm not gonna. He never, I never saw him play. I don't know enough about his career. I don't know what was happening in those playoff series enough to where I can really hate on them for not winning a ring. So I'm not too mad at it, but I would probably take Kawhi and Scottie Pippen, honestly. Charles Barkley here, I'm not mad at this either. So that means you have Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Giannis, and Dirk all above him, which I'm not mad at any of those things. So that's fine. There's Giannis right there. Okay, see. I'm trying to think, do I have Kevin Garnett above Giannis? Do I have KG and Dirk above Giannis? And, oh yeah, Carmelone's going to be up here too. So if I had to guess what their ranking is probably going to be, it's probably going to be Tim Duncan, Carmelone, Kevin Garnett, Dirk, and then Giannis, I'm not mad at it. But you could make a case that Giannis is above Dirk or Kevin Garnett, in my opinion. There's D Wade. Okay, so we're into the top 3 shooting guards now. I'm not mad at that. There's Karl Malone, only 2 spots above Giannis. So they got Dirk and KG above Karl Malone, which I didn't expect from them, especially considering the fact he's a 2-time MVP and he was just a menace when it came to scoring the basketball. But it never led to winning. So, you know, I can't be mad. Moses Malone up here at center. Okay, so above him, I'm expecting Hakeem, Shaq, Kareem. You all right? Hakeem, Shaq, Kareem. They're gonna have Wilt and Bill Russell as well. So there's gonna be 5 centers in the top 20. All right, we'll see. We'll see. There's Dr. J. I forgot about Dr. J when I was doing that small forward list as well. He deserves to be above Kawhi and Scottie Pippen. I do think that. So, yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. If you have him as your 4th greatest small forward of all time, I'd actually agree with it. So, yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. And I just accidentally... Oh, okay, look at that. It's saved my progress. It's beautiful. David Robinson above Moses Malone. Not mad at that. There's Dirk. Okay, so KG is the 2nd greatest power forward ever according to this list. I'm not super mad at it. There's Jokic. Maybe should be a little higher. I would take Jokic over Bill Russell, and I would take Jokic over Wilt for sure, and probably over Bill Russell as well. So but that's just me. Jokic being up here, I'm not mad at. Kevin Garnett, second greatest power forward of all time. Tim Duncan should crack the top 10 of this list. I'm not mad at this. No. I didn't watch him play. I don't know as much about his career as I do with the guys that I did watch play, obviously. Give me Chris Paul, give me Russell Westbrook, at the very least. Now, John Stockton, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, you want to go have those conversations for sure. Go ahead and do that. Give me Isaiah Thomas too. I'm sorry, no. Just no. Give me Isaiah Thomas. I forgot about Oscar Robertson. Okay, you're making some cases for me. You're making me rethink because I am forgetting about a lot of the old heads. If I had to do top point guards, it would be Steph. And I know they're going to have Magic over Steph, and that's going to make me so mad. But Steph, Magic, Isaiah Thomas, probably Oscar Robertson, probably Westbrook, probably Chris Paul. And then from there, you can debate. But that's what I would have. Kevin Durant, okay. I'm not mad at this. Just outside the top 10, I'm not mad at that at all. Hakeem is top 10 for me. But then I don't have Bill Russell or Wilt in my top 10. I think Hakeem is, at worst, the 3rd greatest center of all time. And to me, he's above Shaq. To me. He's right there with Shaq. Like, they're not far apart to me. So, yeah. Oh, man. So they're going to have Jordan at 1 on this list, which is going to piss me off. So saying the closest thing to Jordan is Kobe, and he's 10 spots on the list lower. I just don't get the logic. So you have Bill Russell. You have Wilt Chamberlain, a notorious playoff dropper. Oh, my goodness. You have Shaq. Tim Duncan, you can debate. Steph Curry, you can debate. LeBron, Kareem, and MJ I have over him as well. Magic, no, dude. Just no. Just no. If Magic, no. Just no. Kobe won 2 rings without another player better than Pau Gasol, who damn near wasn't a top 75 player. He might not have been a top 75 player. I don't think he was. I don't believe Pau Gasol was top 75. He wasn't. Kobe Bryant won 2 NBA championships won 2 NBA championships with no top 75 teammate, and you've got a guy in Magic Johnson who didn't do a damn thing without Kareem and James Worthy, or James Worthy on his team above him. You have got Wilt Chamberlain above him. You have got Bill Russell, who won no disrespect to Bill Russell at all, but there was 8 other teams in the league. Who's the next person on this list? Steph Curry's at 10. Oh my goodness. Magic's about to be top 5, and Steph Curry's at 10. Oh my goodness, that 2022 ring is more impressive than anything Magic ever did in his entire career. That ring alone, that 2016 MVP season is more impressive than anything Magic ever did in his entire career. Until I see some footage of this man's 100-point game right here, Kobe has the highest scoring game of all time to me. Because you're starting to piss me off, bro. You're starting to really piss me off. You're really, 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 really starting to piss me off. I'm not mad at Larry Bird. I think Larry Bird should be above Magic, personally, but that's just me. Tim Duncan, I'm not mad at you being here. You're probably top 7, 8 on my list, too. Oh my goodness, bro. You're telling me Bill Russell cracks the top 5. Shaq is not this many spots better than Hakeem. He's not better than Kobe. He's not better than Curry. Everybody else you can debate, but I don't have him above Tim Duncan either. No disrespect. I've said my piece. I've said my piece there. Like, are we serious, bro? Are we serious? Are we serious? Yes, Kareem is 3 for me. LeBron is 1 for me, and it's really, he widens the gap with every single year he plays. Okay, now that we've seen that list, here would be my top 10. Because they're about to piss me off. We want to do top 10s, we can do a top 10. Look at the grocery list in case y'all want to stalk and see what my grocery lists are. Wi-Fi account number, y'all don't really need to see that. All right. Goals of 2025, y'all don't, I don't care what y'all see in this. No, okay. LeBron. Jordan. Kareem, I'm not gonna lie, Kobe, Curry, Duncan probably, I'll say Bird, Johnson, Olajuwon, Shaq. That will be my top 10. And then right outside of there, bro, give me, was Kevin Garnett on this list? 16, yeah, I saw him. Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm making sure I wasn't tripping. I was like, wait, I don't remember him, but there he was. Okay. Let me see who did because I'm thinking Kevin Durant. If you want to go Wilt or Bill Russell here, I'm not mad at you, but give me Kevin Durant. Personally, if he could win without Steph Curry, he'd probably be above Larry Bird, to be honest with you. But yeah, give me Durant. And then you can go like Bill Russell. And from there you can go ahead and go. Do what you want to do from there. But that's my top 10, my top 12. You have Magic. Hey, man, it was an interesting list for sure. It's not the worst list I've ever seen. I don't want to sit here and pretend like the list was so flagrantly bad that like they should ever make a list again because I saw ESPN have Contavious Caldwell-Pope above Cade Cunningham in a top 100 current players list last year. But there were some things in there that I just don't agree with at all, in fact. Like, not even a little bit. Like, I just feel like we give some of this stuff, dude, they just give so much nostalgia to these older players. And it's like, do we forget that when Jordan won his 6 championships, he was playing against 3 teams that were expansion teams that were ass? Did we forget that he was playing against, like, Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, blah, 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 in the final? John Stockton or Gary Payton, whichever one you want to say, because that was old Magic, but whatever. Whatever you want to say, the greatest point guard Michael Jordan played in the finals, LeBron had to play Steph Curry in the finals 3-4 times. And then not just Steph Curry, 3 of those times they had 2 of those times, they had Kevin Durant on the team as well. He was playing against one of the top 2, besides himself, small forwards of all time, and then the best point guard of all time on the same team with Draymond Green, who's one of the best defenders of all time, Klay Thompson, who's a top 4 shooter of all time, and Steve Kerr, who's a top 10 coach of all time, all at the same time. He was playing against the Spurs when he was in his 4th year in the league in the NBA Finals when his best teammate was Ilgauskas. Good, hey man, it was an interesting list, like I said, to say the least. Couldn't beat Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons until they, you know what? It was an interesting list for sure. It wasn't the worst list I've ever seen. Let me know what y'all think about the list. Let me see y'all's list personally. Y'all saw me do my top 12. I want to see yours. Let me know if y'all think I was absolutely underrating some older guys or just hating on the older generation, because that's something I try not to do. But I could see how this video could come across as me doing that, especially in certain points. But there's just certain stuff I don't agree with. Like, I know Bill Russell won 11 rings. He was the ultimate winner, and I get that. But I mean, there was 8 teams in the freaking league. All right, I love you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching as always. Peace out, man.